So I grew up in Ireland, and my family, I come from a motorsport background. My dad used to build rally cars for his job in Ireland, and basically I'm the youngest kid of 5 in my family. I have 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, and when I was growing up I was just surrounded by cars. So my dad was still working on rally cars, and then my older brothers, they got involved in rally cars as well. They were rallying, and I was just growing up surrounded by these cars and kind of had no choice really but to, follow the footsteps. So when I was very young, actually, I was quite into like farming and machinery and things like this. But as soon as I kind of got to 9, 10 years old, then it switched straight to cars, and since then it's only been cars.
Tell me about your school years. How were your school marks?
School marks were fantastic. I was a A+ student. No, school.
He's not telling the truth.
Yeah, school was interesting for me because there was only a certain amount of subjects that interested me, and if I was interested, I was good. But things like, boring subjects I wasn't really interested in. But like woodwork, technical graphics, even geography, things like that, I really liked. But then the other subjects like home economics or different things like that, I had no interest in. I stayed in school until I was about 15 years old, and when I was turning 16, I kind of had some great opportunities with drifting because I started competing when I was 15 years old, and it was kind of focus on school or focus on drifting, and I took a big chance to try to focus on drifting. I left school to get a job so I could keep trying to afford to go to the track at the weekends for competition, and finally, after many years of hard work, it started to pay off.
Why drifting? Why not rally?
Yeah, so I thought when I was younger that it would be rally. And then drifting started in Ireland in 2002, and my brother, who's actually here with me now, Mike, he entered that first competition and he managed to win that event, and I was there. So my brother won the first ever Irish drifting competition, and I was there watching Mike as a 10-year-old kid, and it was everything I wanted to see in rallying, because the most exciting thing for rally for me was tight corners, the cars going sideways, and I hated 4-wheel drive cars. I only wanted to see rear-wheel drive cars, and when I first saw drifting, I fell in love with it, and then I started watching D1 videos in Japan. Best motoring, option video, all of these really old Japanese DVDs, and just started getting addicted to drifting. Higher level education for me wasn't an option because, like I said, I left school when I was 16 years old, got a job, I was working as a mechanic, I was, pushing my trade as qualifying to be a mechanic, and my drifting career was climbing at the same time. And then in 2013, I left my job to go full-time drifting, and I've been drifting. Drifting has been my career, my job, my profession ever since 2013. So
you earn money with drifting. You're like a professional.
Yeah, because it's a profession for me. We have so many events. If I wasn't making money from drifting, then I would have to do less drift events. And it's just my commitment in my life is to drifting only, and that's my job now, and I'm definitely one of the very lucky ones in the world to say that I'm a professional drifter, and I absolutely love my job. I think it's the best job in the world, especially for me, and I love what I get to do.
And in your childhood, did you dream about some profession? Maybe you wanted to be someone else, but not a professional driver. You didn't have this.
No, I did. When I was really young, I was, my dad and my uncle used to rally, and then my dad stopped rallying, but my uncle carried on with off-road, so 4x4 in the mountains in Ireland, and I really loved this when I was young, like 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, and when I was that age, I wanted to be the best at 4-wheel drive. So I even wrote like this small book. I wrote this small book when
His mum loves bringing out this book from that he wrote when he was
because we found it only recently.
like 8. Were you 8?
9 years old.
9, and it's so cute. It's like, we went up to the mountain and my uncle, like, it's just cute. It's really, and it's little drawings, and it's just sweet because he was picking out parts and writing the parts of the cars even at 9 years old.
I was talking about V8s and
like,
lock differentials and the waffle plates for getting stuck in the mud, like winches, everything. You know, I was obsessed with, you know, details when I was young. When I was younger, for sure, in rallying, Colin McRae was the man. Like, he came and drove in Ireland a few times, and it was like, shit, Colin McRae is competing like a few miles from my house. And I loved his style, his commitment, like a corner would be going right and he'd be coming in left, and it was really cool to see he was the man for me, for sure. Maximum commitment, like all or nothing, you know. It was really cool to see. So years ago, when I was watching Daigo compete, it was really cool to see, and you know, his cars were very fast. I loved the style of his JZX90 and 100s in Japan, and what he was doing in Ibisu, coming over the jump with that black car years ago, or it was even red. And I really looked up to Daigo when I was younger, and also when I was very young, I was looking up to my brother Mike. Then lots of drivers, really, at different points in my career. Like,
you already started. So
hello, Becky.
How did you guys?
Hi.
Oh, easy. My dad, very young age. My dad drag racing. Drag racing. So I grew up around a drag racing track in the UK, and he would always take me from when I was bump in my mum's tummy to when I was older. So it's all I knew. And as soon as I was old enough to drive myself, straight into modified cars. But my family are different. My brother likes Japanese cars. My dad likes American cars. I
You're
like
in the middle.
German cars. So we all have different tastes, but it was always my hobby, my dad's hobby, my brother's hobby. It was meant to be.
How did we meet?
So we met because I was doing a show called Red Bull Drift Queen. So I had no idea about drifting, and part of the show was to go to Goodwood, and I had to meet some drivers. And I remember seeing it on the call sheet in the morning. I was like, James Deane? Who's this guy? Funny name. Anyway. And
that will be the next question.
Yeah.
What the name?
I was like, James Deane, okay, anyway. So working. Hello. I met him on camera. So our first moments ever meeting each other are on camera. And I don't know, just got talking from there, and the rest is kind of history. But it was Goodwood 2018. Yeah. 2018. And I thought he was brilliant because there was all these people are talking, James Deane. And when I met him, he was just the nicest, most humble guy that I'd met, and just really got on. He loves a drink, I love a drink. Loves a party, I love a party. Loves, and we could do so many things together.
And
do you know?
cars, don't forget about cars.
And the cars.
Don't forget about cars. And we like fun, we like traveling, and it's easy, like easy going.
You call
fun.
him easy?
No. It's a very fun, fun relationship. We get to work hard and play hard, I guess.
Very easy, because it's the same for me. Like, obviously, I'm working in cars all the time, like with the YouTube channel and, now presenting in cars. If I wasn't with somebody who was into cars, it would just be so hard to talk to them because about my job, and it's like we both understand.
We can go to bed at night and lie there talking about cars, or...
It's not quite as boring as that, like, but
have a meal, go for a meal, and we're talking about supercars or drifting or rallying or.
We have a lot in common.
It's not typical conversation that you have with your other half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So. Oh yeah, some people are funny with my name, like I also think there was some guy, I'm not sure because I never checked, but I think there was some guy in porn with James Deane also. But
or try
no, porn.
In porn.
In porn?
Yeah, porn.
But also try and book a table reservation at a restaurant. Hello, can I book a table for James Deane? Like I'm like, no, really.
I'm just...
Yeah, James Deane.
I'm back.
How many cars do you have, guys?
I have 5. 930 Turbo, S15, Evo 6, F80 M3, E21 BMW.
And I heard you had a Testarossa?
Oh, I wish. That's a dream car.
That's your dream car. And do you have your dream car?
Dream car was probably, I loved the 930 Turbo when I was a kid. I used to draw pictures when I was supposed to be listening to school. I was drawing pictures of like 930 in red. Becky has one in green, Turbo, amazing car. But no, I'm not sure. Maybe we need to make one for drifting.
GT3 RS.
Yeah, GT3 RS, that's what she wants next. That's your dream car.
Вот что.
Nina.
It's not live TV.
And you're a sim racer.
Oh no, not a sim racer. I played a sim maybe 10 days in my life.
Because my moderator, he's watching your career, and he said that you have like a pro.
Yeah, pro level simulator. Yeah.
And what do you think? Can it help in real life?
Yeah, so the best experience I have of the sim becoming very useful is right now, because before I came to Russia, I never seen any of the tracks. It's my first time coming here. It's my first time seeing this track at Moscow Raceway. And if I didn't have the simulator, then I don't know where the clipping points are. I don't know where to transition. I don't know where to brake. I'd have to learn it all from driving in the car.
So, but the driving, nothing can change your butt. Like,
Yeah.
Arkady always saying, nothing can change your
Exactly, yeah. I agree. I enjoy playing the simulator because it's a bit of fun, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same. Reality is totally different. You have speed, you have power, you have danger, you have different conditions. It's not the same every time. If you crash the car, you can just press reset. It doesn't cost you 20,000 euro to repair. It's much...
It even will not bring you to the hospital.
Yeah. It's unless you get electrocuted or something silly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very good for training, and I think I only have a simulator from the last 12 months. I didn't.
What simulator do you use? Assetto Corsa?
Assetto Corsa, yeah, with Fanatec wheel and pedals and a different handbrake. But it works nice. But I don't play it so much because I guess I learned from driving properly, and you can never replace that. But I think new guys coming into the sport, it's a great way to learn. Becky loves the simulator. Becky is champion simulator female racer.
Oh.
He's lying. I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at simulators. I try, and then I'm like,
She doesn't have the patience.
I have no patience.
It doesn't give you enjoyment like reality does.
No, I love driving in real life, and it's like I've tried, and I try again and again, and as he said, it's great for seeing the track and seeing where you would, turn in or whatever, but I just can't get it. So, yeah, I have a go, and I should put more time into it because it'll make my driving better, but I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. That's because I'm like typical girl. If I'm bad at it, I'm like,
If you played more though, if you gave it some time, she would be good on it.
Yeah, so did Drift Queen season 1, then I did season 2, and it was about that time that I was starting to get better in front of camera. I was really enjoying it. And my executive from Red Bull were like, how do you feel about doing live? And I was like, I don't know. And she was like, come on, come to Drift Masters. And the first weekend we were at Austria, and I was supposed to have a co-presenter, so two presenters, but he couldn't make the first round. So she was like, go on then, you try by yourself. And I was like, hello and welcome to Drift Masters European Championship. And it just flowed from there, and it kind of, they gave me the job by myself at that point, and just I learned everything that I know now on camera at Drift Masters. Yeah. And it was just a process. You were watching me learn on camera.
And now you're doing more
now I do more and more, but honestly that's
Goodwood and lots of different things.
First year at Drift Masters. I've learned so much in such a short amount of time, but I do believe in, do you understand, trial by fire? So you just have to get it or get out. So I just had to learn very quickly, and now I kind of thrive off the pressure of being live. And live is really fun. But I still have my fuck ups. I did Goodwood, and I had to announce James as the winner, and I was like, and now we come round to our 2-wheel drive winner, James Dinner. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God. So it's a learning process, and your brain has to really, really quick. But I love it. Like, I really do. It's my favorite job. You think me and James is going to the start line, I'm going to present, and we're both like...
Yeah. It's hard. We're both wishing each other luck.
We it's not the same pressure as him driving, but I at least understand how he feels, and he says, all right, and we're both like, okay, good luck, you good luck on the track, good luck on the microphone, It's nice. Yes. Yeah.
In Ireland.
Yes, started in the UK, and now my car is at home in Ireland.
She has S15.
I have S15, yeah. And I keep my car in Ireland, and I did one round of competition, and I wanted to go into it, but then COVID happened. So I still have plans to go back into competition, but we'll just take it as it comes. I love doing practice days. I like going to practice days with James, and we get to drive together. And
it's good fun.
He teaches me when I don't smack his head off the roll bar.
So in Ireland, we're very lucky to have, it's a small country, only 4.5 million people in the Republic of Ireland, so small population, but so many good drivers from Ireland. Like, they've went to USA, to Europe, now we're in Russia and all over the world, and it's amazing to see. Our tracks there were very technical, and I think it progressed the drivers to get better, really focus on their line, and of course, Irish people, everyone wants to be better than your friend, and everyone pushes each other. So there's many drivers that are on a high level. And the Irish series, which was called the Irish Drift Championship, was getting to a very high level. IDC. It was getting to a very high level in Ireland until about maybe 2019. And COVID, was the big problem. But they went through change of ownership as well, and some things happened that maybe affected it a little bit. But before that, it was very high level. They were bringing drivers from all over the world. Daigo was in Ireland a couple of times. Chris Forsberg, Vaughan Gittin, Forrest Wang, Mitch Lark, drivers from all over the world were coming to try to beat the Irish in Ireland, and nobody ever managed to do this in 15 years of competition, and someday somebody will, but maybe we need to get a Russian driver to Ireland. That would be cool.
I think so.
Would be very interesting for sure. But it was just a great series. A lot of people came to watch the events. The live stream was really good quality, especially for the time. I think Ireland was one of the first countries in the world live streaming drift events. And I guess we're in a really good place for drifting. And it's a bit like Japan in a way. It's very similar, like pretty small country, many good drivers, some cool tracks, like everyone focusing on close tandem and pushing hard.
Do you have many tracks?
Not many tracks, but we make, like we probably have 3 good tracks and then making tracks from like car parking lots, so a bit like Formula Drift Long Beach or something like this. But yeah, the drift scene in Ireland is very good. It produced a lot of great drivers. The judging was very, fair and good. And I think they got a lot of things right at an early stage. Yeah, you can really quite modify your car, and it depends on the police that stop you. So if they say one person stop you, say, "Oh, nice car, go." And
The same in Russia.
Yeah.
It all depends.
Yeah.
It's all about
who you meet.
who
Yeah,
stops you.
well, they have certain, like, noise can be so many decibels. The wheel cannot be outside of the fender.
It's like in Japan.
Yeah, you can have a car low, no problem. It's your problem if you break it. You can switch engine, if you get technical garage to sign, like, okay, this is done. Engineering report.
So you can take Celia and put it in JZ,
Yeah,
and that's fine.
yeah. Just once you have technical sign off, like, okay, nice job, it's
How
safe.
much does it cost to have this technical sign?
Your friend for free. Becky, €1,000. Yeah, the law is strict. Biggest thing is if you're speeding, if you're drifting on the street, if you're doing anything like this, then you have a big problem. But if you're just, I like my car, this is cool, they're like, okay, no problem. Once you have insurance,
Tax.
like road tax, and technical inspection.
Tried to ban,
Now, this is really crazy, and the problem is USA has so many companies that are really big because so many people are car enthusiasts, and they want to stop this, which is really bad.
It's sad.
It's sad. Yeah.
It's really bad.
What I'd be afraid of is if they're trying to push it to actually racetracks and competitions and things like this, You don't want to see that.
No, the RPM Act is RPM Act is being pushed for people to sign to try and stop this, legislation going through. And God, I'm not even from America, and I was like signing it. I was like, you don't want it to stop because then the trickle down to Ireland, UK, Europe
parts
will
get
happen.
harder to get.
Parts harder to get, more
Companies
expensive.
are struggling.
Companies, it's not good for any of us.
So in a helmet which I received in 2018 was from my team in the USA, Worthouse, and my spotter Michael, who's still with me now, is my manager, and he works with me all the time. He organised a new helmet because it was my birthday, and it was also going to the final round of potentially my second Formula Drift Championship, and the day of the race they gave me a surprise of this helmet. And on the back of the helmet there's airbrushed a picture of my dad in a Mark II Escort. He was navigating my uncle in a rally and the throttle cable snapped, so they lost all throttle. They pulled to the side of the road. My dad took off the bonnet, threw it over the ditch, and he sat up on the strut tower, and he used his foot to wedge himself off the front panel, and he controlled the throttle for the entire stage. So they got back on the stage. There's a famous picture of them coming over a jump. My dad is sitting there with his helmet, his shoe, and 4 wheels are leaving the ground. So it's lifting off the ground, and my dad is just sitting right here.
Did they finish the race?
Yeah, they finished. They even caught on this stage. They caught a slower car, passed them out, and kept going. So they were full throttle, and they came to the end of the stage, which was the final stage of the rally. That's why they took this chance. because they were leading their class, and they got banned from the rally because they got their results taken off them because my dad wasn't wearing his harness.
If you meet his dad, it will make sense.
Yeah, my dad is
his dad is a hero.
legend. Yeah.
He's a great guy.
But yeah, I have two worst races maybe. But I think, for me personally, my best race was Formula Drift Long Beach in 2017. It was my first year in the USA, new team, new car, new championship, and we went to Long Beach and we managed to qualify second, and then I came first in the event, and it just blew all of my expectations, and it was the perfect start to a great career in Formula Drift. Really enjoyed it, and it was a very special moment in my memory. And one of the worst ones that I can remember was back in 2010. I was also had a chance to drive in Formula Drift, and I was very young. I was 18 years old, and on the final round, I wanted to make a great last impression. I had some good results in the season. I beat a few good level drivers. I had 2 top 8 finishes in Formula Drift, and it was the last round, and I was feeling really good. And I went into top 16 feeling very confident because my top 32 battle was really good. I scraped the wall and I was feeling really confident, and I started my top 16 battle going up to the wall again at Irwindale, hit the wall a bit too much, and next thing, boom, in. And it just, everything flashed before my eyes. I couldn't believe that I made this what seemed like, it was like I was in a dream. I was feeling ready, feeling confident. Probably the first time ever in my career that I felt like I'm going to beat this guy, and I knocked myself out. And ever since that day, I never ever take anything for granted. I feel like you never know what's going to happen. You have to just take it one step at a time and see what happens.
Never. I have never ever watched that man drive and think that, not in a bad way. I've thought like, oh my God, like that's amazing. But the only time I'd say to answer the same question, worst race, we were 2019 Bikaniki circuit, Riga. He'd been having a new car, trouble with the car, and like we got to Riga and it was like, really need a result, you know, like he was ready. He was so like pumped to be in the car, and I was like, go on, get it, babe, do you know what I mean? And then top to the top goes, and nothing. The boost pipe had come off.
Yeah, a vacuum line came off the ECU and
such a
knocked
small
out.
thing.
And I was feeling really good in practice.
And he was like, I need this, you know, like I need some faith in this car. And I was like, go on, go do it, you know, like good luck. And then I'm the first person to talk to him, because obviously I'm there presenting and I'm just looking at him and he's like,
yeah, it was
and
sad.
I have to, you know, I felt really sad for him because it was just such a small thing. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was a shit.
S14, this is an S14 chassis, and we have S15 front lights and S15 rear lights. So you can call it an S14.5 because that's only when the front lights are fitted. And I was thinking S14.75, but it's too long to say. And most of the people watching and on my social media said S14.9, so that's what we're calling it. So.
Okay. Well, I think it's a strange question. It's not my question. Are you going to watch the 9th May parade?
Victory Day.
Victory Day, yeah.
Are you going to watch it?
Yeah.
Tanks and so on?
Yeah, for sure.
For
We're
sure.
going to watch it. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, we're going to watch what day it's on, the 9th?
9th?
Yeah, 9th. Yeah, we will be watching, for sure. Why not? It's experience. Oh, just we're doing a tour of Moscow and
Just Moscow, you're not going to...
not yet, but we have, you know, yeah, exactly. So we get to see a lot of new places.
It's going to be a really good season.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's an exciting year for
I'm
us.
going to try and make it out to as many rounds as I can, but I would say to your viewers, Sochi will be a really exciting round because it's James's 30th birthday.
Yeah, Yeah. So, yeah, we'll be there for that.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Nothing really sticks to my mind. My favourite interview was our interview because now she's my girl. Yeah, that was it. Definitely.
That's cute. Come on.
I think that it's
First time I meet her was in camera, and now she's my girl. So yeah.
okay. I think this is it, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.